How's everyone doing during the quarantine? Hey,
Hi!
Briar! How's
How's
it
it
going?
going?
Good. How are you doing? How are you doing in quarantine?
I'm good, keeping busy,
Yeah,
staying home with my family, which has kind of been a nice change for a second, but
definitely.
everything's good.
Good. Where are you tuning in from right now? I know you're in Canada, but where specifically?
Yeah, so I'm from, I guess, the greater Toronto area. So Toronto's like the main city, but I'm from a small city called Oakville. That's like 30
Okay,
minutes from
Oakville,
downtown.
Toronto.
Yeah,
There we go. In the house.
Toronto.
Comment below if you're from Toronto. Let Briar know that you're from her hometown.
Yeah, let me know. It's cold out here.
Yeah, I know it's super hot here. It's like 90 degrees in
I'm
California.
so jealous. A
Hey, you're
warm
wearing a
day for
crop
us.
top though, so you look like you belong in
Oh
California.
gosh. I'm trying to
Or
make it feel like it's like warmer here or something. I'm like, come on, give me some warm weather. But
that
it's
works.
not
I'm
bad.
just
We
trying to
had
bring the
one
weather
nice
up to you.
day, but it was like 20 degrees Celsius. It was like not warm, but for us it was really warm. So we were like, everyone was out having barbecues, like tanning, even though it was like not warm at all. It was just our type of warm.
Gotta take what you can get, right?
Yes, exactly.
Cool. Well, we're super excited to have you on today. Honestly, you and Michael, we're two of the most requested people to join this live. So everyone
Uh,
below is so excited. People tuning in from all around
Yay.
the world, from New York, from London. We had someone from Croatia comment, which is just super
Crazy.
awesome.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, but we just kind of want to just dive into your experience in life as a dancer. And I think right now
Totally.
to start off with just, pretty simple. How are you doing in quarantine as a dancer, as someone who's, used to being out, interacting with people, traveling the world? How is it
Yeah.
feeling to be stuck at home?
Totally. I think it's definitely such a different pace for me, for sure. Like you were saying, the traveling, we're always on the go. Being a competitive dancer, especially growing up, you're always training, you're always doing something. There's never a point, if anything, like one day, like a Sunday, the odd time you have to chill. So for me, to be home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is such a completely different pace. But honestly, I've just been finding the positives in it, the best in it, keeping people safe by being home. And on top of it, I get to spend time with my family. My sister's usually at university, so she's home. So my mom's super happy to have everyone home. Same with my dad. So it's honestly nice to be able to have some family time, to be able to do things as a family. On top of it, I still can train at home. I found ways. I've ordered some things in, some like boxing bags and stuff that I've helped hang downstairs, so I can still train and do what I need to do. I get to teach a little bit, which is so incredible because usually I don't have a lot of time to teach, and I love doing it. So to be able to kind of experiment in more of the areas that I haven't really been over the years or haven't necessarily had the time to do has been honestly nice. So I've been okay. I've been busy. I've been looking at the bright side of things, enjoying going for runs outside, and just kind of changing my training schedule and everything to what's around me, to the surroundings, and to the pandemic, unfortunately.
Honestly, that's all you can do, right? Is make the situation that
Yeah,
you're in fit the life that you want to live. And I mean, I've seen all over
exactly.
social media that you've been staying fit, giving like fitness trends out to people. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, what is your fitness routine? What inspires you to stay fit and just kind of
Yeah.
that journey?
I think honestly, I'm a big sucker for having goals. I think like every week I have a goal as to what I want to achieve. Every month I have a goal, like a 6 month goal, a year goal. And so even though maybe at the beginning of the year, these months coming weren't looking exactly how I was planning for them to, but I think as soon as quarantine started and I kind of just thought of the worst case scenario, meaning it could go for longer than, we were thinking when it first started, I kind of just light up my schedule to that. And I started some new rituals by, waking up, listening to a podcast, which again, I never really have the time to do as soon as I wake up, to making sure that I'm making my own breakfasts and not going out and just grabbing coffees all the time, to really making sure I'm eating properly, knowing what I'm putting in all my food. So I've kind of taken the time to do more of that side of things, which has definitely, grown me to, I think, where I am
more
today.
self-care. Like you didn't realize that you were missing those elements of self-care.
Exactly.
But now
It's
you
just
have
like
the
you're always on the go. So all that stuff is kind of second priority. And now that I've kind of moved, skincare, eating, nutrition, obviously I've always been a huge fanatic for exercise and athletics, but just in a different way, I think has been a really, really great thing. And so, yeah, I think I always set goals, and that's what keeps me motivated every morning I wake up. I think you obviously have to love what you do, or else it's kind of hard to keep yourself motivated. But I think if you do and you really stay dedicated to those goals, then there's definitely nothing that can stop you. And I think it's just adjusting. It's being able to adapt to the situation that you're in, making the best of it, staying positive. And I think for me, my biggest thing is I just want to come out of quarantine stronger physically and mentally than ever. So just making sure that I'm finding a good balance of everything and spending that time to be independent, because since we're on the go all the time, we don't necessarily have a lot of time as dancers and as athletes to really sit with our thoughts and think of those goals. So to actually really kind of settle down and take that time has been a really nice change for me, actually.
Honestly, I think that's a great little note for everyone out there. Like, since we're all forced to be at home, take this
Yeah,
as a blessing in disguise. Take it as a moment to
exactly.
kind of check yourself, look at your priorities, figure out what you want, whether it's, making a list. Okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to cook myself breakfast, I'm
Yeah,
going to go on a run, even if
yeah.
that run is just around your house because, stay at home.
It still gets you active, right? It's still something. And I think you kind of, I'm a very like bull-headed person. I have like my eye on something and I'm very like
Absolutely.
determined. So I think like when I wake up and I'm like, if it's raining out, I'm like, how many people would be walking and running in the rain right now? And so my mind goes to, I'm going to go run because I just want to kind of do the extra mile. So my mind always goes there, which is kind of like just an extra thing. But I think you just have to really love what you do, because if you really have those goals and you're really motivated to get there, no matter what the circumstance is, you'll have good days and bad days, which is totally okay. It's totally normal. And you just got to kind of find that inner motivation, that inspiration, whether it's, watching your favorite dancers, watching your favorite athletes, watching your favorite movie to get you inspired in the acting way. So it's just always kind of finding what you need that day to benefit yourself and to benefit that day, I think, the most you can.
Absolutely, yeah. Taking it day by day, right?
Yeah,
At this
exactly.
point, no one knows what's going to happen tomorrow, so we just
No
need to focus
idea.
on today.
Yeah, you're so right. Exactly.
Great advice, Briar. And I'm actually going to jump back a little bit and touch on that determination and that dedication you talked about, the eye on the prize, because that kind of ties directly into season 3 of World of Dance, where you started to shine on our stage. What was the beginning of that journey like? I know that, it was kind of crazy at first. So how was it
so
getting
crazy.
into that, getting into the swing of being on TV and everything?
Totally. Honestly, I'm obviously like on some other shows and not reality shows. Sorry, I meant to say like Disney shows and like film scripted shows. But this was my first reality show that I did, and so it was a definitely a completely different world for me. I knew what I was stepping into, but then again, you never really know how it's gonna go. You don't have an expected outcome. You don't have a script that says you're gonna end here, you're gonna place here. It's really just, like I said, kind of one big competition that you're going for, which I love, because I also love having something to train for. This kind of again goes back to like my determination. If I have something that I want to train for, it just gives me that much more motivation to kind of figure out what I need to do to kind of get there. So for me, obviously, my epileptic diagnosis came in 2017. And fun fact, I actually auditioned for season 2 of World of Dance, and I was actually pretty much on the show, but I was still having my seizures, so it actually wasn't fully diagnosed yet. So I had to make the hard decision to actually not do season 2, which again, I believe everything happens for a reason. So I got better, I got my diagnosis, I went on medication, I was feeling more like myself again, but I had to catch up on those 2 years of training that I wasn't necessarily, doing at my highest level that I usually would. So I took that time, that 6 months, once I got medicated, to know that season 3 was going to be auditioning in the summer. So I just trained so hard, got my ballet back, got my gymnastics, my conditioning, my strength, everything I was just super focused on. And then when auditions came around, I went to New York, I did my auditions, and then I believe a few weeks later, or maybe a month at the most, I found out that I was going to make it onto the stage for qualifiers. So flew down to LA, had everyone there that I knew I wanted to work with, was super excited about it, and just kind of began the journey. I knew it was going to be crazy, but my biggest thing is you just have to live in the moment, like in the now, and enjoy it. So even though it was a crazy roller coaster, especially being a soloist, you have so much to I guess balance out mentally and physically, take care of yourself. And for me, that was difficult, especially when I broke my hand, because there were so many things coming along the way that I had to kind of battle. But then again, I think everything happens for a reason, and it was kind of meant to be that way. And the outcome may not have been the same if everything that didn't happen happened, if you know what I mean. So I honestly enjoyed every second of it. I couldn't have imagined it any better. I honestly wish I could go and just relive it, because it was just so fun.
Honestly, no, it's such a unique experience. And I think being able to be there and be behind the scenes, on the World of Dance side, it's so incredible to watch the, behind the scenes interactions with the dancers, because it's a competition, but it's not a competition behind the scenes. On the stage, you're competing against each other, but there was so much love backstage. And can you just talk about some of the friendships and those experiences that you created backstage?
Oh my gosh, of course. I mean, I keep up to date with everyone for sure. That's, I know a lot of people on World Dance, whether it's season 1, 2, or 3, but especially season 3, because you get to know so many people. And I think for me, one of the best parts was that it is so versatile. There's some styles that I saw even from already, like that I had never seen before. And it's just so incredible that everyone from around the world that you may have never met because of the show, and get to experience, their love for dance and their way of dancing and their styles was just honestly one of the coolest parts. So I definitely have friendships that will last forever. I keep up to date with everyone, no matter where they are in the world, across social media, which is great. Obviously, I've gotten closer to some of the ones that I got to spend more time with as the show went on. But honestly, everyone, all of us keep in touch, and it was so incredible to be able to see the world come together through dance. And again, it's like a competition, but everyone's like a family. So I love how there was no, jealousy. There was no negativity on set. It was just always positive. It was always inspiring and motivating. And I love that. I think that's so important. There's too much, negativity and jealousy sometimes in this industry. And so to be able to bring that positivity through everyone, it just makes the world of a difference.
Yeah, and you really were kind of an example of positivity and even strength during the show, because I mean, to bring it back to just the duels and redemption round, like how was that actually getting having the duel, thinking you weren't going to make it through, getting redemption, and then making it all the way to the finals? Like what a journey that must have been.
It was crazy. I would say the duels was probably the hardest round for me mentally, because so much was happening so fast. At first I broke my hand 2 days before the duels in the hotel rehearsing my duels solo. So that jump that I had in was, I was trying to be cautious of it. Of course, I didn't want to,
hurt yourself again.
Blow it on stage again. But again, my hand was so swollen. It was so painful. And I just had to learn how to do all of my tricks, all of my jumps, and movement just on more of the palm of my hand and kind of taking the pressure off of the outside of my hand. And so that broken hand kind of situation was the first kind of mental block that I really had to face head on that competition day. And then I had my duels routine super ready. Redemption for me, I love improv. I find that it comes very natural to me when I have to turn it on. When there's a competition, I have no choice but to absolutely give it everything I have. I almost move best when I'm given, you need to improv right now. So for me, I knew I wanted to keep my redemption structured, but I also wanted to give myself the freedom to add certain tricks in that I knew my body would just like, with adrenaline, just like kick in and do. Yeah, exactly. Wow. So I really focused on my duels routine. I knew that there was obviously always a chance. You're never guaranteed anything. So I knew there was a possibility I could do redemption. So I structured it with my coach, made sure that it was, structured around what I wanted to do. And then I remember I was the last duel to be filmed. And so I actually had no idea until right away. So all the groups, all the duels went. Mine was the last one. I found out that I lost. Right away, I found out I was in redemption. While the other group was practicing backstage, I ran back. I had like 5 to 10 minutes to kind of switch my mind around, review the structure I had for redemption, know that I had to turn it on super fast, forget about the broken hand, and I just honestly went out there, and it just happened so fast. I just knew you have no choice right now but to give it everything you have if you want to stay here. So I just did what had to be done, I guess.
Absolutely. And it paid off. I mean, I remember the judges saying, they were like, what the heck was that? I think Derek said, that redemption lit a fire under you, and that fire carried you all the way through the end. And even, if we talk about it, let's be honest, even further into the World of Dance universe, because after doing the World of Dance NBC, you had the amazing opportunity to go on tour with Jennifer Lopez for her birthday. How was that?
Oh my gosh. That tour honestly has probably been one of my biggest accomplishments today, for sure. Like, it was so unreal, and one, to get to obviously see her and learn from her, because she's such an inspiration to me all around. She does the acting, the singing, the dancing, the entertainment factor. She doesn't just limit herself to one area of this industry, which I really appreciate and I totally look up to. So I think to be able to see her lifestyle, to see how she balances, her family, her athleticism, her singing, her music, her acting, how she literally juggles all of it in such a classy way, I think is something that I definitely look up to. So to be able to look at her every day, see how she takes care of her body, sees how she just runs her life, was such an inspiration time. And then of course I got to be with the lab and her dancers and inspired by Swing Latino, and we just had the most fun on tour. It was just a blast of inspiration and motivation. And as a soloist at first, I was like, okay, I'm just going to be super independent. I'll just, stick to what I got to do, and that's it. And then, next thing you know, we're just like this huge family. Got so close to everyone, especially the lab, because I was on the tour bus with them. So we were just like one big family, and we still are. And it was just super grateful for all of those friendships that I made. Getting to watch Jen on stage every night and just learn from her performance side of things. And then, of course, getting to dance for her in the opening and then getting to dance with her in the show is honestly like a moment I will never ever forget, and I never took for granted. Like every night I was just like, I can't believe this is real.
Yeah,
and I just lived in that moment and enjoyed every single moment of it. It was honestly one of the best moments of my life, that whole tour.
Honestly, that solo was so beautiful. The leap into the floor
to the ground
just was so stunning, and so such a blessing to watch. It was so cool to see all of you different dancers represented on even a world stage in an even further sense, not just the World Dance TV stage, but you guys went to Canada, you traveled all around the United States. Those are
so crazy.
So crazy, right? But so cool. And then I think also for both the Jennifer Lopez tour and NBC, you had to work with Nappy Tabs.
Yes, I did. Oh my God, I love them. They're the best. Yeah. Honestly, the best. Just so really humble, so talented, so like loving, and they just kind of like, I don't know, they're just so incredible, honestly. Like in every area, they're so cool. Just the coolest. Basically, they're just the coolest.
They are, and they know so many different things about whether it's music, dance, acting,
performance, stage quality, everything.
Lighting. Just the entire show was in their hands. And I know that, that in itself must be a cool experience to kind of watch it come together from the beginning of rehearsals.
So cool. So cool, honestly.
So I know that you mentioned earlier you look up to Jen for her ability to be an actor, a dancer, a singer, and just kind of really encompass the triple threat. And I know that you are on a TV show in Canada, so obviously acting, check mark, dancing, check mark. The music, I've heard that you've also been getting into the music side of things.
Yes, yeah. Okay. I mean, after, I was super grateful, obviously, for World of Dance and for JLo Tour. And I think after that, I was thinking, what's the next step? What do I want to do as a dancer next? Since I kind of reached a huge goal that was to open for a huge artist across this worldwide tour as a soloist and opening for her. It was just an insane experience. And so I thought to myself, what's that next goal that I want to achieve? What's that next step that I want to take? And for me, I was really inspired by Jen and how she was doing her live performances and how she was an entertainer and she puts on a show for everyone and just loves to perform. Because I love to act. Acting is honestly something I love to do, but it's all behind camera. So it's more, intimate, and then everyone gets to see the after the fact, after it's all edited and put together, where performing wise and live, there's nothing that beats that many people in an audience. Just the energy that it feeds, everything is just like incredible. It's so crazy. So I was just blown away that I even got that experience.
Wow, that's awesome. And so now, what are your ambitions with music? What do you want to do in terms of furthering that world and pushing yourself even further as an artist?
Yeah, I think right now, my boyfriend Miles, he's a producer and he's an artist himself. So during this quarantine, since we've been kind of quarantined our families together, he has a recording studio. And so I've been working with him since we have this time to really strengthen my voice, to kind of play around with some production, play around with some songs, see what we can come up with together. And then working with some, vocal coach via, FaceTime and Skype as I can. And the goal would be to put on some live performances, to put out my own music that I can dance to and really be that entertainer that, in the same line that Jen does, putting on a really good show to her own songs, but still dancing, still keeping it super hype, super active. And so that would be the goal. So I think eventually putting out music soon that I'm really proud of, having strong, dance videos, music videos to them, and then eventually live performancing while keeping my athletics and dance and gymnastics and all that stuff.
Wow, that's going to be such a journey. And, it's actually interesting. We recently, I think just a week and a half ago, announced that we are partnering up with Empire Records, and we're going to be releasing World of Dance records as
crazy
as well. Right?
Wow.
So it really just shows how in line dance and music are.
It's so in line.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we can't wait to watch where you go, and hey, maybe we'll be there along the journey. You never know. Just
yes, for sure.
Up forever.
Oh my God, I'd love that.
Absolutely. Well, cool. I think, let's see, I want to jump into a few of these comments here. So many people have been asking questions. There's just like so many things they want to know about you. Let's see here. I see a question from, Shanna Hill, and I see it says, who is your favorite judge on World of Dance and why?
Honestly, I think they all have such incredible quality, so it's so hard to just pinpoint one. I think Derek obviously has a very technical dance background, so when it comes to movement, textures of movement, musicality, dynamic, like he's so, obviously being a ballroom dancer, he knows that so well, and so his technique side of things and critiques are so trustworthy, and you can definitely like understand why he's saying this and where it's coming from. Where Jen obviously has this like bubble of love, like she just loves emotion, she loves story. And so I think she pulls that out of me, really taking like that rawness of what you're trying to portray and really making sure that it's showing on that stage. So I find her and her storytelling and her feeling and the emotion of a dance, I get great criticism from her, and I love it. And then I think Neo, he obviously has that really funk to him, that style vibe to him. So obviously loves to see that musicality, loves to see the dynamic, loves to see the change in pace, change of music. So I think he has that really funky vibe to him. So I can really get that type of criticism from him. So honestly, they all had their own specific qualities that I really took away from them. And obviously some of them changed depending on which routine it was, but mainly I saw, you know, technique from Derek, the emotion and feeling side from Jen, and then the stylistic musicality side from Neo that I took away. So I don't even know, I couldn't even choose a favorite. I literally love all of them.
You're like, it's just all great.
Literally, it is.
That's so cool. And then also, I saw from, I think it was a Brie Danielle, what was your favorite routine that you performed on the show?
I think Ashes was definitely one that I connected to really, really like strongly. I would say Ashes and my Prerogatives, the one I did on the box in divisional finals in the red. I would say those two, Ashes and that one, were my favorites. But honestly, all of them had their, you know, special place in my heart for me in different ways. But I think those two were like, you know, the ones that I like was really in and really felt.
That's really cool. Awesome. And then, you know, I saw another question come in from Natasha that ties, you know, nicely into our next guest that we have coming in. They were asking about your experience working with, sorry if you can hear, there's a
fire truck.
Apparently there's an emergency. It's okay though. The emergency is that you're so awesome. They just had to give you some sirens when you're driving by.
Oh my gosh.
But Natasha was asking about yours and Michael's relationship. Would you guys ever think about competing together? How did your relationship start?
We actually, I guess I met him through, I always have knew him obviously, and then he did season 2, which was before me. So I did obviously follow him through that. I knew he was very similar to me even without meeting him, because we had the same dynamic, even just from watching our dances on a video. Like, we're very like power dancers. I don't know, it's very hard to explain, but I just watched him dance and I was like, we are so similar, literally. And then I met him, he performed in the finale of season 3. And so I met him in the finale, I guess, of my season. And then we just kept in touch. We did a video together for the first time when I went back to LA, and we just connected so well together. We just vibed together, our personalities, obviously our styles, our athleticism, everything was just like super on point. So, and it got a lot of hype. Everyone seemed to love us together and paired. So we did another video recently in January, February, when I went back to LA, and we just have like a really, really strong friendship, and I'm so lucky. He's so awesome. And like I said, we kind of just have this great friendship, and we have this strong dance partnership together. We're just inspired, we're motivated by each other, and there's just like always room to grow together, and we're always willing to grow together. So yeah, we're like super, super happy about where we're at with our dance careers. And if the time comes, I know a lot of people have been asking us to go on Worlds of Dance together. So we're kind of just playing it by ear, you know, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen, but we never know. But we do a lot of work together. We're teaching a class together actually on Monday that we just released. So a lot of people have been asking for it. So we decided, you know, why not do it?
Amazing. Yeah. Hey, tune in on Monday then for Michael Demeski, Briar nolet class. And then keep posted. You never know what's going to happen in the future.
You never know. It's true.
Awesome. Well, Briar, it's been such an amazing time talking to you here. Do you have any kind of just last things that you want to say to this community here that is showing you so much love?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. It honestly never goes unnoticed. I always see, you know, videos, pictures, posts, comments. It literally melts my heart. So thank you guys so much. I can't wait to get dancing again. I know I haven't posted too much dance content because I've been stuck in my home for like literally 7 weeks. But once I get out of here, I have a lot of new dance content coming, and I'm so excited to be able to dance myself and to share that with you guys. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me. World of Dance, always a pleasure to be working with you guys and to spend time and talk with you guys. It's honestly so incredible. So thank you, and thank you for everyone that's been watching. It means so much to me.
Thank you so much, Briar. And
You're
welcome.
welcome.
We're always here to share the love that you spread, you know, so anything that you want to share to the community, we're here for you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, no problem. Well, it's great talking to you, and we're going to jump on over to talking to Michael here for a second. So
you got it.
Awesome. Thanks, Briar. Have a good one.
See ya.